As all of you have now heard, my name is Allyn. My friends call me War. And people often ask me how I best describe myself. Well, I'll tell you how I describe myself. I'm an SOB. And what this party needs, the Libertarian Party, what this country needs, what I believe the White House needs at this point, is exactly an SOB. Son of a butcher. But my dad was not just any butcher. My dad was a butcher who was one of the founders of the New York State Conservative Party in the early 1960s. And I'm very proud to say that my father, working with a core group of about 20 people who answered a little newspaper ad in New York in the 60s, helped to elect the first conservative United States Senator, James Buckley. He helped elect Al D'Amato, an obscure town councilman from Long Island, New York, who no one thought had a prayer of defeating Jacob Javits in the Republican primary for U.S. Senate. He helped elect Ronald Reagan. I was very proud of my dad, the butcher, and my political career began in 1964 at the age of 3 in my father's arms, handing out literature for Barry Goldwater. Barry Goldwater is my hero. My Bible, other than, of course, the Bible, is The Conscience of a Conservative by Barry Goldwater. I refer to it several times a week my entire life. I've read it hundreds of times. It's worn thin and it's used up. You see, I think what this country needs at this point is a Barry Goldwater-loving SOB as President of the United States. And I'm a unique SOB. I'm not just the son of a butcher. Let me explain. I'm a Jewish, Columbia University educated, libertarian conservative, small businessman, Las Vegas odds maker, and professional gambler, son of a butcher. How's that for unique? But I also think I'm just what the doctor ordered for the Libertarian Party. Because I think what the LP needs is a Ronald Reagan for the Libertarian Party, a communicator. I've spent my entire adult life on national television in front of TV cameras as an anchorman and a host of 5 shows on CNBC, as the creator and host and star of King of Vegas on Spike TV, as the creator of Wayne Allyn's Winning Edge on Discovery Channel, which aired just this morning around the country. Now, the media has called me the face of gambling and the king of Vegas and America's odds maker, and I'm sure at this very moment what every one of you is thinking, how can this guy be president of the United States as a libertarian? He's a gambler, he's an odds maker, he's the face of gambling, he's from Las Vegas, is he out of his mind? Well, I beg to differ. I think what this country needs right now is a politician who can explain the difference between Washington, D.C. and Las Vegas. Do you know what the difference is between Vegas and D.C.? In Vegas, the drunks gamble with their own money. Maybe a small businessman gambler from Las Vegas is just what this country needs. Maybe it's an improvement over the bums we've got in office right now. Now, to prove to you how simple my philosophy is, how conservative, how libertarian, I want you to do one favor for me. I'd like everyone in this room to take out your wallet right now. Reach into your back pocket or your purse and take out your wallet, please. And I want you to look inside the wallet. Vote for me, and I promise to stay the hell out of there. That's what I believe in. It's your property, it's your money. It doesn't belong to government, it doesn't belong to bureaucrats, it doesn't belong to bleeding heart liberals, it doesn't belong to illegal immigrants, it doesn't belong to the homeless, it doesn't belong to people who sit home all day, sitting on a sofa with their hands out, waiting for government to hand them your money. It doesn't belong to people who sit home all day. It doesn't belong to people who sit home all day watching Judge Judy and personal injury lawyer ads. That's the typical Democratic voter in our country. I call them hopeless, helpless, aimless, clueless, and dependent on government, and oh, how Democrats want to keep them exactly that way. When you watched Hurricane Katrina, many people felt bad about how terrible the government's response was. I had a very different take on Hurricane Katrina. I saw the people in the street, and they reminded me of little baby red robins. Their mouths were open, and their hands were out, and they were praying for their mama bird to throw a worm into their mouth or they'd starve to death. That's what years of liberal policies and entitlements have done to our country. I believe it's your money, the taxpayer, you earned it, and I'm going to fight for you to keep it. Now, Democrats call tax cuts give away to the rich. And what I can't stand about Republicans is how mamby-pamby they are. They don't have a response to that. They disintegrate when someone looks them in the face and says, it's tax cuts to the rich and it's unfair. I'll tell you what my response is. It's a very strong, aggressive one. How can it be a giveaway when it's your money in the first place? When I was a kid and I had 10 marbles and someone stole 3 of my marbles and then he decided to be nice and give one back. Is that a giveaway, or is he simply giving me back my own property? When you allow taxpayers to keep a little bit more of their own money, to spend on their family, to spend on their business, to spend on their kids' college education, that's not a giveaway. The Democratic philosophy is a giveaway. When you rob from the rich to hand it to the poor, I realize it sounds kind of Robin Hood-like. It might be a noble cause, but no matter how you cut it, when you rob from the rich to give to the poor, it's robbery. Now, Republicans talk a good game, and that's the problem. They talk about fiscal responsibility and fiscal conservatism, but under the GOP, we've had the biggest expansion of government in modern history, the biggest spending increases in modern history. I want to read you a great quote that kind of sums it all up. I believe that as a practical matter, spending cuts must come before tax cuts. If we reduce taxes before firm, principled decisions are made about expenditures, we will most definitely court deficit spending. It is in the area of spending that the GOP performance in its 7 years in power has been most disappointing. Do you know who said that? They're not talking about George Bush and the Republicans in the last 7 years. That was Barry Goldwater in 1959 talking about the Eisenhower administration. History repeats again and again. Democrats spend all your money, Republicans give you slight tax cuts, then they spend all your money, so much so that eventually Democrats get back in office and they undo, repeal the very same tax cuts. The same story has happened again and again. Barry Goldwater understood it in 1959. Nothing changes. Unlike the GOP, I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk. I'm one of you. I'm a small businessman. I'm a family man. I've got responsibilities. I've got burdens. I've got worries. I've got a wife of 17 years, 3 young children, and a 4th baby on the way due on December 15th. And you know something? I'm setting all-time Vegas records. Same wife, 4 kids, 17 years. Very proud of it.